George Freeman was born on April 10, 1927, in Chicago, Illinois, into a family deeply immersed in music. His parents were amateur musicians. His father, George Sr., played the trombone, while his mother was a guitarist and singer. Despite working as a Chicago police officer, his father frequently associated with musicians from South Side clubs, particularly the Grand Terrace Ballroom. This connection brought legendary jazz figures such as Louis Armstrong, Earl Hines, and Fats Waller into the Freeman household, exposing young George to the vibrant world of jazz from an early age. Freeman was not the only musically gifted member of his family. His brothers also pursued careers in music. Bruz became a drummer, while Vaughn played the tenor saxophone. George, inspired by his exposure to live music, developed a passion for the guitar. During his teenage years in the early 1940s, he frequented the Rhumboogie Cafe, where he saw T-Bone Walker perform. Witnessing the crowd's enthusiastic response to Walker's playing cemented Freeman's decision to master the guitar. Wind instrumentalists, particularly his brother Vaughn and later Charlie Parker, greatly influenced Freeman's musical approach. He honed his skills while attending DuSable High School, an institution that produced numerous jazz greats, including Gene Ammons, Johnny Griffin, Clifford Jordan, and Dinah Washington. As a teenager, Freeman joined the Dukes of Swing, a band led by Eugene Wright. However, eager for more opportunities to showcase his talent, he soon formed his own band, performing at the ballroom of the Pershing Hotel at 64th and Cottage Grove. By 1946, he had established Chicago's first modern jazz bebop band, featuring alto saxophonist Henry Pryor, tenor saxophonist Alec Johnson, and trumpeter Robert Gay. His band often backed visiting musicians such as Coleman Hawkins and Lester Young. During one performance, Young was particularly impressed when Freeman flawlessly replicated his recorded solo note for note, a skill Freeman had cultivated for years. In 1947, Freeman moved to New York City alongside Johnny Griffin, a childhood friend who had been touring with Lionel Hampton. They joined a band led by trumpeter Joe Morris. Over the next year, Freeman immersed himself in the bebop scene, meeting and observing its leading figures. He even performed a solo guitar concert in Philadelphia, where his audience included a young Fats Navarro and John Coltrane. That same year, Freeman recorded his first tracks with the Joe Morris Orchestra on the Manor label and later on Atlantic Records. The band's mix of R&B and jazz contrasted with Freeman's unconventional bebop-inspired style. His extended solo on Boogie Woogie Joe has been recognized as one of the earliest rock-style guitar performances. In December 1947, Freeman composed The Hulk, later renamed Low Groovin' when it was recorded for Atlantic. However, the composition was credited to Morris instead of Freeman, prompting him to leave the band and return to Chicago in 1948. Back in Chicago, Freeman became a staple in the local jazz circuit, often playing at the Pershing Hotel with his brothers. Between 1950 and 1953, he performed multiple times with Charlie Parker, further strengthening his reputation. The two developed a close friendship, with Parker showing his admiration in various ways, including borrowing Freeman's tie and later wearing it in publicity photos. One of their Chicago performances was recorded and later released, with music historian Loren Schoenberg praising Freeman's playing as ahead of its time, comparable to styles that emerged in the 1990s rather than the 1950s. Though he remained in Chicago for most of the decade, Freeman eventually decided to tour, performing with tenor saxophonist Syl Austin, singer Jackie Wilson, and organists Wild Bill Davis and Richard Groove Holmes. Freeman spent much of the 1960s on the road, primarily with Groove Holmes. He played on Holmes' debut album, Groove, and contributed to several other recordings, including The Groover, which featured two of his own compositions. In 1969, tenor saxophonist Gene Ammons, having been recently released from prison, returned to Chicago and invited Freeman to join his band. Freeman remained a key member until Ammons' passing in 1974. Their collaboration produced albums such as The Black Cat, which featured compositions by Freeman. Despite Ammons' dislike of avant-garde jazz, he praised Freeman's unique approach. Freeman's profile continued to rise, earning him recognition in Downbeat magazine alongside jazz guitarists Kenny Burrell and Jim Hall. Though he remained loyal to Ammons, he also worked with organist Jimmy McGriff, resulting in albums like Fly Dude. Additionally, he collaborated with drummer Buddy Rich and saxophonist Illinois Jacquet. During the 1970s, Freeman recorded his debut album as a bandleader, Birth Sign, followed by several others, including Frantic Diagnosis and New Improved Funk. As the 1970s ended, Freeman settled permanently in Chicago, focusing on local performances and recording sessions. He played on Johnny Griffin's 1979 album Bush Dance and recorded Rebellion in 1995, featuring his brother Vaughn on piano. Freeman remained active into the 2000s, releasing multiple albums, including 90 Going on Amazing in 2017. He collaborated with vocalist Kurt Elling, his nephew Chico Freeman, and guitarist Mike Alamana. In 2019, he recorded George the Bomb with blues singer Billy Branch. Despite his advancing age, Freeman continued performing, appearing at the Chicago Jazz Festival and venues across New York and Europe. His resilience was evident even during the COVID-19 pandemic, when he spent a year composing new music. In April 2021, at age 94, he resumed live performances at the Green Mill Cocktail Lounge. He continued to headline festivals and special events, celebrating his 95th birthday in 2022 with the release of Everybody Say Yeah, a compilation of his recordings. Freeman's final major recording sessions took place in 2022, featuring a trio with bassist Christian McBride and drummer Carl Allen, and another with organist Joey DeFrancesco and drummer Louis Nash. These sessions resulted in The Good Life, released in 2023 to critical acclaim. Even at 97, Freeman remained active, celebrating his birthday at the Green Mill in 2024. His performances were hailed among the best of the year by the Chicago Tribune. George Freeman passed away on April 1, 2025, just 9 days before his 98th birthday. His contributions to jazz and his unique guitar style cemented his legacy as a pioneering musician, inspiring generations of guitarists and jazz lovers alike. In conclusion, George Freeman had an estimated net worth of $12 million during the time of his demise. He accumulated this sum of money from his career and business ventures. With that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this.